Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today, I am focused today. I wanted to share with you, I'm doing my goals for this is 2019. I'm doing my goals for 2020, and I thought to share like how I do my goals. So I'm gonna share with you what my 2018 goals were, what they looked like, and how I actually like had it up in my house so that as I'm passing it every day I see it and things like that. I learned this with Keller Williams. It's called like a 135, and I'm gonna show you like basically how I use Keller Williams 135 to come up with my goals. The way the system works is you come up with one main goal is how the 135 works. So the one is your main goal. So my one main goal was to net $200,000. So that's how much that my goal was to make after, you know, all my expenses and things like that. I wanted to net $200,000. So you'll see that my one main goal. So then how the 135 works is 3 is you choose the strategies that you're going to use to achieve your one main goal. So for me, the 3 strategies that I chose were 1, wholesaling property, 2, as a real estate agent, the deals that don't work for wholesaling, to do short sales, so do them as short sale deals. And then 3 was I started like a mentoring program. So it was going to be through like mentoring and educating people would be the 3rd one. Okay, so just so you guys understand, I'm going to go over, you pick one main goal. So my one main goal, use me as an example, was to net $200,000. And then 3, how are you going to achieve, what tactics or strategies are you going to use? What strategies are you going to use? Because tactics are next. What strategies are you going to use to achieve that one main goal? So I had wholesaling, doing short sales, mentoring, and education. Okay, so then you have to choose 5 tactics for each strategy. So for instance, and I try to see if I could get this back in focus on the camera. I think so. So you see how I have one main goal, then 3, and then under 3 you get to 5, right? So for me, for example, and I have to look at it to even remember. All right, so what I did, say for wholesaling, right, I had to pick 5 ways that I'm going to go out and get these deals, right? And so for wholesaling, I had that I would call 1,000 absentee owners a month, right? So that was 1. 2 was to increase my website conversion leads, okay? And 3 was to contact the 90-day late list of my absentee. And then wait, I had contact 90 days late list. These are people that are 90 days behind on their mortgage. But then I had a note that I only wanted to contact the ones that were absentee owned, meaning I don't want to contact the ones where it's the actual homeowner that lives there. And then I had start mailing top producing postcard to absentee owners, and that was one of the postcards that I've had the most success with. I was like, hey, I'm gonna choose that postcard because I know that I'm getting a lot of calls from it, and mail it out to absentee owners. And then 5 was door knocking pre-foreclosures. So the reason why I like this system is you don't just come up with a goal and say, oh yeah, I want to make $200,000. The system, you have to dig deep and say, okay, well, how are you going to make that money? What are you going to do to make these leads and things like that? To get 24 listings is start managing contextually correctly, nurture current lists, upload new download to grow contacts. And so contextually is what I'm using to collect my like if someone like visits my website, or when it's basically it's the CRM that I'm using like to manage my list of prospects and leads. And basically my goal here was that I really needed to start to use the system much better so that I could really follow up with people when they, you know, they enter their information into my like database. Okay, the other thing was door knock pre-foreclosures, mail to pre-foreclosures, call pre-foreclosures, and contact 90 days list, because both sides 90 days list work for short sales and for wholesaling. The thing with the wholesale deals is I need them to have equity. If they don't have equity, that's when I can kind of convert to a short sale deal. But actually, I did have some that had equity, but they just did not want to sell as steep at a price that they had to. So then I just ended up listing it just as a traditional sale, but we just have to sell it fast before the auction. And then 3, did my finger like that? So then the third thing I had was mentoring and education, and I would start to teach and mentor. And so if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice that I finally, people had been asking me for a long time, like, do you do mentoring? Do you do mentoring? So I did start mentoring an education program, and I'll leave the link below. I don't do one-on-one mentoring anymore, but I do my group membership where you can sign up. It's $97 a month, and you get access to like all of like the strategies, my tools, different things, my marketing. Basically, I just share, you know, like more behind the scenes and teach if you want to start wholesaling and things like that. So I'll leave the link below about that. So I had that as my third one, and how then I have to come up with, okay, how am I going to get people to sign up that are gonna, you know, where am I gonna find students? So that's where I had a goal of uploading 1 video per week on YouTube. I had to, that people could go to my website and they could download like an ebook, and that way they join my mailing list, and then after I share a lot of free information, they may choose to sign up for paid training, because that's how I get most of my students, that they've either been following me on social media, or we've met, you know, face to face here in Virginia, and then, you know, they ask me like, hey, you know, what are you doing? What type of marketing do you do? And this way, instead of having to do it one-on-one, well, I originally started doing it one-on-one, but it started to take so much time, and then I had just way more people, you know, wanted training than I could really fit in a day and like work. So that's why I had to scale back and only now do the group membership, because the one-on-one mentoring, I mean, you know, I cannot, unless I charge somebody like $10,000 to do one-on-one mentoring. I just started to realize that it's not really worth it to stop what I'm doing, stop working, like say not go meet with a client, but I'm teaching someone how to do this, but maybe I'm only charging them like, you know, $1,000 or something, and then I miss out on a deal making like 10,000. So it's definitely, I've learned that, hey, I definitely need to stick to the group membership, because I don't really want to charge people like a really insane amount of money, because I do know that, you know, it's hard starting and trying to find money to get started, which is why I even started a YouTube channel. So I had that. And so basically it was what I because this is old, remember? So originally when I started my mentoring, I had opened a private class May and October, so you were able to join for a limited time and get like private lessons. I only took like a, you know, set amount of students and things like that. And then I had, because the list started to get long, I had, okay, I'm gonna open a waiting list. So that's what I originally did. I would say, okay, I'm only gonna take 5 people right now, and then after that 5, then I would reach out to my waiting list to get to ask those people, hey, do you want to sign up now? So I just wanted to share this 1-3-5 method, because it really works. Even now I look back, some things I did, some things I did not do, but at least, you know, like I had to go upload 1 video per week, and I know if I go back, maybe I didn't do 1 per week, maybe I did 1 every 2 weeks or something like that. But just having that goal to remind me, hey Neva, you said you were gonna do this, you better get out there. You said you were gonna mail these postcards to pre-foreclosures, you better go out there, you better get that list, you better go get your stamps, you better go get, you know, I had to, it reminds me of, hey, you're saying you have this one main goal, but what are you going to do to actually, you know, achieve the goal? So that's why I like doing the 1-3-5. So I would definitely recommend it. So as I said, I'm moving now, changing my office, I'm moving stuff around the house, I'm creating like a new vision board and all that stuff right now, because it's like, you know, end of the year, getting ready for all that stuff. Like, okay, what are my goals for 2020? So it's October, and that's what you should do right now, is start to plan your goals for next year. That way you're not in a rush. Like, you know, it's the beginning of October, so I can take my time and have, like, you know, the whole month to really come up with what are my goals and how I'm going to achieve it, instead of, like I said, starting January 1st, just throwing something together like in a couple days and saying, okay, these are my goals for the year. Okay, so I just want to share that with you, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.